Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at a couple different pictures and you guys are going to be observing some of the differences and what you think they are and how they are to today's classrooms and in the previous. Lucia, if you can tell me in this first picture, what is it exactly that you notice?
The first thing I notice is the different age groups that are in this classroom. So some students seem to be a lot older, maybe like high school, while the others sitting down seem to be like elementary school.
Okay. Cassie, what can you tell me that you notice that's different?
I noticed the lighting, it's all by lanterns and their heating system is kind of with like this fireplace, which is very different than today because we have electric.
Okay. Gabby, how about you?
I noticed that there's younger students sitting down at the desks with their back facing or with facing the front board, and there's older students sitting at the front with books in their hands.
Okay. Lucia, can you tell me how you notice that this is from an older time setting?
The first thing that tells me it's from the past is the color of the picture. It's in black and white. And also the lighting of the room is through lanterns and lamps instead of the lighting that we have today.
Cassie?
I also, my eyes directed towards the woman teacher. She's dressed very differently than how teachers dress today. She's kind of wearing like a long skirt. I know women back then couldn't really show much of their skin, so that kind of drew me back to the past.
Great observations, guys. So we can tell that it's from the past because of the setting of the classroom and also the different age groups. Back then, they had one classroom for all ages. We're going to look at a second picture that's going to be a little bit different. Gabby, can you tell me exactly what you see in this picture?
I see students working all around the classroom. They're not all sitting at desks like the first picture. Some students are in beanbag chairs, some students are sitting on the carpet, and some are sitting at a table. It looks like all of them are working together, but on separate activities, so maybe they're participating in centers.
Okay, Lucera, what do you see that's different?
I see that the ages are different from the last picture. Here, everybody looks to be the same age, and in the last picture, there was older kids and younger kids all in the same classroom. Also, this picture, you can't see the teacher, whereas in the last one, you could.
Great job. Cassie, can you tell me how this is different in ways of the students learning and how the other students were learning in the previous picture?
Yeah, like they said before, the students, they seem to be wherever they want in the classroom to get their work done, and it seems like they have free will to like talk to each other and stuff while doing their work, as opposed to in the first picture, the students were just kind of sitting in their desks in a row, and it seemed like they were all kind of working independently. So it seems like the complete opposite in this classroom.
Gabby, do you think the students feel comfortable in this classroom with their learning style?
I think so. They all seem to be focused on doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like the student in the beanbag chair draws my attention because he's slouched over and it looks like he's reading. So I think that they're comfortable because they're all doing what they need to be doing.
Lucia, do you see yourself learning better in this classroom?
I definitely would learn better in this classroom because I would have more freedom to move around in the ways that would make me learn better. But in the other picture, it seemed like very strict and rigid kind of learning, which is not really how I excel.
Great job, guys. Great observations. Lucera, I liked how you said you would feel more comfortable in this classroom, and you guys noticed the differences between the two classrooms, how one is more direct and the other one is more freely in the classroom. Let's move on to the next picture. Cassie, can you tell me what you see in this picture?
I see there's a lot of people in it. It seems like majority is of women. Actually, all of it is of women, and it seems like maybe it was after school, like they just got out of school, or it was recess or something.
Okay, Gabby, what can you tell me? What's different about this one compared to the other two?
The other two well, in the last picture, there was a variety of students, both male and female, and of different races. In this picture, it's all females, and they all seem to be of the African American race.
Great job. Lucero, how about you? What else can you notice that's different about this picture versus the last
the environment is different. While the last two are inside a classroom, this is on the outside, and here you can tell that it might be in the city, whereas in the last two you couldn't really get that information from.
Okay, Cassie, can you tell me the difference between the pictures, if this is someone's perspective or if this is an actual photograph?
This picture, it looks more like a painting to me. It doesn't really seem like a photograph, but I definitely say it's a lot different because everyone in the picture is of the same race. They're all African American, which could tell you that this painting or picture was done while segregation was going on to show that like the difference, which is very different from the other two pictures.
Great job with the observations. I'm glad that you guys pointed out that the time period could have been during segregation because of the fact that it's all one race in this picture, and also with the gender, how it's all female versus male and male students. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next picture. So in this picture, what can you guys tell me exactly what kind of classroom this is, how they're learning? Gabby?
It looks like it's a cooperative learning environment because all the students are working close to each other, but they're doing different things. Like it kind of looks like they're either doing independent reading work or center work, but they're all in different seating arrangements. Like the one little boy's laying on the floor. It looks like he has a pillow underneath him. One of the students is in one of those like swivel chairs. Another student is sitting on the carpet and another student's at the table.
Great job. Lucera, how about you?
I noticed that this is a very organized classroom. Like in the back, you can see the little baskets are all in the shelves. But even though the back is like very strictly controlled, the students have more free will. So they're not all sitting rigidly in a desk facing forward. They're also doing their work, but they're spread out in ways where they want to sit.
Good job. Cassie, do you see most classrooms looking like this now?
I do. I feel like a lot of classrooms, even just the color scheme around the rooms, sometimes it's a lot more appealing to the eye because I feel like that makes students feel more comfortable when their classroom looks comfortable. And I feel like a lot of classes these days has students collaborating with each other or sitting around in different parts of the room doing their work and stuff like that rather than sitting at their desks.
Great job, guys. I like, Lucero, how you said the classroom is very organized. I'm sure that this teacher has everything color-coded for the students to easily locate items for them to use. And Gabby, I like how you said that the students are working more freely and in a collaborative environment. So this is the last picture we're going to be working on. Can you guys tell me what you see that's different from the previous picture of the Gabby?
In this picture, all the students seem to be working on the same activity. They're all at one big table. It looks like they're doing a craft of some sort because I can see different supplies. Like it looks like stickers and glue and maybe some markers.
Okay, Lucero, how about you?
I see that these students are wearing uniforms, so this might be like a private school, whereas the other one was a public school. And these students are all meeting in the middle of the table to gather materials, whereas in the other picture, everyone was kind of spread out working on their own thing.
Okay. Cassie, do you see something different with the ages of the students in the classroom?
I mean, the girl in the back seems a little bit older, maybe helping. When I looked at the picture, I thought of it as a science experiment that they were working on, which is very different from the other ones because I feel like in those pictures, they were working on clipboards or working on papers or something. And these ones look like they're actually working on a science experiment. But I do think that maybe like the girl in the back seemed a little bit older, but the rest of the kids kind of seem the same age.
Okay. Gabby, do you think this picture is older and relates to classrooms today?
I think it could be taken at an distant time because it's in black and white. But when I'm looking at the students, they kind of are dressed the way in which people dress now. They're all in uniforms and they all seem to be working on the same thing. So comparing to the other picture, they're all working together, whereas the other students were working independently.
Great job. Lucero, last question. Do you think this picture relates to classrooms today?
I think it does, because in the past, students were more directed towards like independent work. And today we really have an emphasis on collaboration. And these students are exhibiting that by all being in the center table, gathered around materials, and they seem to be helping one another instead of just grabbing things and going elsewhere to work on the project.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for all of your observations today. You guys were spot on with everything that you said, how back in the day, students used to work more independently, and now today students are working more collaboratively. Thank you for everything today.